The body does not lie. When there is a blockage, a stagnation, it will speak to you. First in whispers, then in shouts. This feeling of being stuck, heavy, unclear. It is not just in the mind. It is a physical reality flowing or not flowing within you. It is the river of your own life force becoming a swamp. Most people will ignore this and search for a complicated answer outside of themselves, missing the simple truth that is already available. They will not watch until the end because the solution is so simple, it feels impossible. The cost of clicking away is remaining in that state of inner congestion, a prisoner to your own clouded circulation, never understanding that the key to unlocking your own inner river is a practice, not a product. What I am about to share is not a secret formula, it is a returning inner stillness. We begin not with the drink, but with the vessel. The vessel is you, your body, your mind. In our world today, this vessel is constantly being filled with noise, with distraction, with information that does not nourish. We are overwhelmed. The mind becomes cluttered. And when the mind is cluttered, the body reflects this state. Think of it as a house. If you never clean, if you only ever bring more things inside, soon there is no space to move. You cannot walk freely. You cannot find what you are looking for. This is what happens inside of us. This is the source of poor circulation, not just of the blood, but of our energy, our chi, our life force. It becomes stagnant. The pathways, the meridians, the arteries, they become clogged with the residue of a life lived without awareness. We eat without thinking. We move without intention. We breathe without noticing. Every moment of distraction adds a small stone to the riverbed until the water can no longer flow. The secret is not to find a magic potion to blast these stones away, but to learn a practice that gently, consistently removes one stone at a time. It is a cultivation of clarity. This clarity begins when you decide to create space, to stop for just a moment the endless intake of the outside world and to turn your awareness inward. What do you feel? Do you feel the flow or do you feel the blockage? Do you feel warmth or do you feel cold? Be honest, no judgment. The simple act of observing your own inner state is the first step in cleaning the vessel. It is the moment you decide to open the windows of the cluttered house and let the fresh air in. This is the foundation. Without this, any drink, any food, any exercise is just another thing you are adding to the clutter. The true secret is to create a space of inner stillness so that what you do put inside can actually be received, understood, and used for genuine nourishment. It is a shift from passive existence to active participation in your own well-being. This is the path. The body is an ecosystem, a beautiful, intricate network of rivers and streams. The blood is the most obvious river, carrying oxygen and nutrients to every single cell. But there are other flows, more subtle, the flow of lymph, the flow of nerve signals, the flow of energy. When all of these are moving in harmony, there is health, there is vitality, there is a feeling of lightness and clarity. We call this good circulation. But when there is a blockage in one system, it affects all the others. Think of a fallen tree in a river. At first, it just blocks one part, but soon sediment builds up. The water becomes slow, murky. The life in that part of the river begins to suffer. Our modern lifestyle is a constant source of these fallen trees. The stress hormone cortisol, for example, is like a poison that tightens the riverbanks, narrowing the flow. Processed foods, full of chemicals and refined sugars, are like sludge, like pollution, that clouds the water and sticks to the sides. A sedentary life, sitting for hours in front of a screen, is like building a dam. The water stops moving altogether. This is the poor circulation we feel. It is cold hands and feet, yes, but it is also brain fog. It is fatigue. It is a low mood. It is a feeling of being disconnected from our own physical form. We have forgotten that we are nature. We are not separate from it. And so the solution must also come from nature, not from a laboratory, not from a complex chemical formula. The solution is to reintroduce the gentle cleansing power of the natural world back into our inner ecosystem. The drink we will discuss is a symbol of this. It is a way to consciously and intentionally put cleansing, warming, and flowing elements back into our system. It is an act of remembering that the body knows how to heal itself. It simply needs the right conditions. It needs the blockages to be gently cleared, and it needs the flow to be encouraged. This is not about attacking the body with harsh cleanses or extreme diets. That is just another form of violence, another form of stress. This is about assistance. It is about working with the body, not against it. It is about becoming a gentle river keeper for your own inner world. Ancient wisdom, the knowledge of how to maintain this inner flow, is not new. It is ancient. It has been understood by cultures all over the world for thousands of years. They did not have microscopes to see the arteries, but they could feel the energy. They understood the connection between the mind, the body, and the environment. They saw that certain plants, certain roots, certain fruits had a specific quality, a specific energy. Some were warming, some were cooling, some were cleansing, some were building. This is the wisdom we have lost. We have replaced this deep, intuitive understanding with a shallow intellectual knowledge of vitamins and minerals. We know what is in the food, but we have forgotten how the food feels. We have forgotten its spirit. The practice I share comes from a tradition that has spent centuries observing the self, observing nature, and finding the harmony between the two. The secret is not in a single ingredient, but in the synergy, the combination. It is in understanding that to clear a blockage, you need multiple forces working together. You need something to warm and stimulate to get the stagnant water moving. You need something to purify and cleanse to dissolve the sludge. And you need a carrier, a medium that is pure and life-giving to transport these qualities throughout the entire system. This is a holistic approach. It addresses the problem from all sides, but gently. It is a reflection of how nature works. Nature is never violent in its healing. A forest fire, which seems violent, is actually a cleansing process that makes way for new growth. A storm purifies the air. The principles are the same. We are applying the wisdom of nature to our own inner nature. And the most important part of this wisdom is consistency. It is not something you do once and are cured. That is the mindset of the modern world, the desire for a quick fix. This is a daily practice, a ritual, like brushing your teeth. You do it not because you have a problem today, but to prevent problems tomorrow. You do it as an act of respect for the vessel you have been given. This is the shift in mindset that is required. To move from seeking a cure to embracing a practice, this is where the real transformation happens. It is not in the cup, it is in the commitment. Earth's gifts. Let us speak of the ingredients, but let us speak of them not as items on a shopping list, but as the embodiments of natural forces. First, we take a root, ginger. What is ginger? It is a piece of the earth's fire. It grows beneath the soil, absorbing the planet's warmth and energy. When you taste it, it is sharp, pungent, and warming. It spreads through your body like a gentle fire, kindling your own inner furnace. It is the element of movement, of stimulation. It says to the stagnant water, move. It gently pushes the circulation, encouraging the blood to reach the furthest, coldest corners of your body. It is an awakening. It does not force, it invites. It is the catalyst, the spark that begins the process of flow. Think of the sun's rays touching a frozen pond in the morning. It does not instantly melt everything, but it begins the process. That is the quality of ginger. It is a reminder of our own inner fire, our own capacity for warmth and energy, which often lies dormant beneath layers of stress and fatigue. By taking it into our body, we are reigniting that inner flame. We are borrowing the strength of the earth to awaken our own. This is a relationship, a communion with the plant. You are not just consuming it, you are inviting its spirit, its quality into yourself. Next, we take a fruit, the lemon. If ginger is fire, lemon is pure cleansing water. Think of its color, bright and yellow like the sun. Think of its taste, sharp and acidic, but in a way that cleanses the palate. It has an astringent quality. It cuts through grease and grime. This is what it does inside the body. It is a natural purifier. It helps to dissolve the sludge, the buildup that makes the river murky. It is the element of clarity. It brings a sharpness, a focus. In many traditions, Lemon is used in rituals of purification to cleanse a space of negative energy. We are doing the same for our inner space. We are using this gift from the sun and the tree to help our body's natural detoxification processes. It supports the liver, the great filter of our system. It alkalizes the body, creating an environment where health can thrive and disease cannot easily take hold. It is the counterpoint to the ginger. The ginger provides the push, the movement. The lemon provides the cleansing, the dissolving. Together, they create a powerful synergy. One without the other is less effective. It is the balance of forces, the dance of fire and water, that creates the profound effect. When you squeeze the lemon, you are not just releasing juice. You are releasing a potent, cleansing life force. You are adding a stream of pure, clean water into your own inner river, helping to wash the banks and clear the path. This is a conscious act of purification. Then we need a harmonizer, something to bring these two strong personalities, the fire of ginger and the cleansing of lemon, together, and something to add a touch of nourishment, of gentle energy. For this, many use a small amount of raw, unprocessed honey. What is honey? It is the concentrated essence of thousands of flowers, collected by the bee, a creature of incredible diligence and community. It is liquid gold. It is a natural source of energy that is easily assimilated by the body. But more than that, it has its own powerful properties. It is soothing. It coats the throat and the stomach. It is the element of peace, of gentle comfort. It smooths the sharp edges of the ginger and the lemon, making them more palatable, more easily received by the body. It is the diplomat in this relationship. It ensures that the cleansing process is not harsh, but gentle and supportive. It adds a layer of love, of care to the medicine. If honey is not for you, for any reason, one can use a small amount of pure maple syrup, or simply omit the sweetener altogether. The principle is the same, to harmonize. But the essence of honey, this gift of a million flowers, is unique. It is a reminder that healing does not need to be a bitter or painful process. It can be sweet. It can be nourishing. It is a reminder of the sweetness of life, the sweetness that we are trying to reclaim by clearing the blockages that make us feel bitter and stagnant. The honey is the promise of that sweetness. Finally, and most importantly, we have the carrier, the medium through which these gifts will be delivered to every part of our being. This is warm water, not boiling, not cold, warm. Why? Because warm water is life. Our bodies are mostly water, and the temperature of that water is warm. By using warm water, we are giving the body something it can recognize and use immediately, without having to expend energy to heat it up or cool it down. Cold water can be a shock to the system. It can cause contraction, which is the opposite of what we want. We want expansion, flow. Boiling water can destroy some of the delicate properties of the lemon and the honey. Warm water is the perfect medium. It is gentle, soothing, and receptive. It opens up the body. It is the river itself. The ginger, the lemon, the honey, they are the qualities we are adding to the river, but the water is the substance of the river. Using pure, clean water is essential. If your water is full of chemicals, you are defeating the purpose. You are adding more pollution to the river you are trying to clean. So use filtered water, spring water if you can. See the water not as a dead, inert substance, but as the essence of life. It is the great connector. It is what allows the fire of the ginger and the purity of the lemon to travel to your fingertips, to your brain, to every cell that is thirsty for healing. When you pour the warm water, you are initiating the ritual. You are creating the sacred space in the cup where these elements can meet and merge, creating something more powerful than the sum of their parts. The steam that rises is a prayer. The warmth you feel in your hands is the beginning of the healing. Mindful preparation. Now we have the elements, but the preparation is just as important as the ingredients themselves. This is where the practice truly begins. This is where we transform a simple act of making a drink into a moving meditation. You can rush through it, chop the ginger carelessly, squeeze the lemon impatiently, stir it all together while thinking about your 1,000 other tasks for the day. If you do this, you will still get some physical benefit, but you will miss 90% of the medicine. The real medicine is in the awareness, so you begin by calming your mind. Take one deep breath. Let go of the future, let go of the past. Be here, now, in your kitchen. This is your temple, this is your laboratory. Place the ginger on the cutting board. Before you cut it, look at it. See the texture of its skin, the unique shape it has. Feel its solidity. Give a moment of gratitude for this root, for the earth that produced it. Then, as you slice it, be aware of the motion, the sound of the knife, the release of the aroma. You are not just cutting a root, you are releasing its spirit. Each slice is a deliberate act. You are not fighting with it, you are collaborating with it. Do the same with the lemon. Feel its weight in your hand, its cool, waxy skin. As you cut it, notice the burst of color, the spray of fragrant oil. As you squeeze it, be present with the sensation, the effort in your hand, the flow of the juice. You are performing an act of purification. This is not a chore, it is a ritual. You place these elements into your chosen cup, a cup that you like, one that feels good in your hands. This also matters. You are honoring the practice. Then you add the honey. Watch as it slowly drizzles into the cup, a golden thread connecting the earth and the sun. You are adding the element of peace. Finally, you pour the warm water. Listen to the sound as it fills the cup. Watch as the elements begin to swirl and dance together. The color changes, the aroma intensifies. You are witnessing a creation, a small act of alchemy. Then you stir, but you do not stir frantically. You stir slowly, mindfully. Watch the vortex you create in the cup. Feel the spoon moving through the water. This is your life force you are stirring. You are infusing the drink with your intention. What is your intention? To heal, to cleanse, to find clarity, to feel flow. Put that intention into the drink with every stir. This entire process might take 3 to 5 minutes, but in those 5 minutes, you have done more for your well-being than most people do in a day. You have practiced presence. You have practiced gratitude. You have practiced intention. You have calmed your nervous system. You have created a sacred moment for yourself. Now, the drink is ready. It is no longer just water, ginger, lemon, and honey. It is a cup full of your awareness. It is medicine you have made, not just with your hands, but with your mind and your spirit. This is the profound difference. True nourishment. The ritual is not over when the drink is made. The final and most potent part of the practice is the consumption. Again, you can simply drink it down quickly to get it over with. Or you can continue the meditation. Find a quiet place to sit. Do not stand in the kitchen. Do not drink it while walking to your car. Do not drink it while scrolling on your phone. That is an act of disrespect to the medicine you have just mindfully prepared. Sit down. Hold the warm cup in your hands. Feel the warmth seep into your palms. This is the first point of contact. The healing is already beginning. Bring the cup to your face and inhale the steam. Let the aroma of the ginger and lemon and honey enter your body through your breath. This is also medicine. It is already beginning to clear your mind and awaken your senses. Then you take the first sip, but you do not swallow it immediately. Let it rest in your mouth for a moment. Taste it, really taste it. The spiciness of the ginger, the sourness of the lemon, the sweetness of the honey. Notice how they feel on your tongue. Then, as you swallow, follow the sensation. Feel the warmth travel down your throat, into your esophagus, into your stomach. Try to visualize it. Visualize this warm, cleansing liquid spreading from your core, out through your arteries, out into your limbs, all the way to your fingers and toes. See it as a golden light, dissolving any darkness, any coldness, any blockage. See it gently scrubbing the walls of your inner rivers, washing away the debris. With every sip, you deepen this visualization. You are an active participant in your healing. You are directing the energy with your focus. This is not wishful thinking. This is using the power of the mind, which we know has a profound effect on the body, to amplify the physical effects of the ingredients. The mind and body are not separate. By bringing them together in this simple act, you create a powerful healing state. You are not just hydrating your body, you are nourishing your soul. You are telling yourself on a very deep level, I am worthy of care, I am worthy of healing, I am taking the time to nourish myself. This message is more powerful than any ingredient. It reverses the narrative of stress and neglect that so many of us live with. It is an act of profound self-love. Finish the entire cup in this way, slowly, mindfully, gratefully. When you are done, sit for another moment in stillness. Notice how you feel. Do you feel a little warmer, a little clearer, a little more present? Do not search for a miracle. Just notice the subtle shifts. This is how true change happens. Not in a lightning bolt, but in the gentle, consistent application of awareness and care. Beyond the drink. Now you may understand. The secret was never in the drink. The drink is a tool. It is a beautiful, effective, and simple tool, but the real secret is the principle behind it. The principle of mindful practice, the principle of consistency, the principle of using simple, natural elements to support the body's innate wisdom. Once you understand this principle, you can apply it to everything in your life. The drink is your morning practice, your starting point. But what about the rest of the day? How can you bring this same awareness to other activities? Think about how you walk. Are you rushing your mind 1,000 miles away? Or can you feel your feet on the ground? Can you feel the movement of your body through space? Walking can become a meditation. It can circulate your energy. Think about how you breathe. Most of the day, our breath is shallow, constricted. It reflects our anxious state of mind. But what if a few times a day you stop and take 3 deep, conscious breaths, breathing all the way into your belly, feeling the air fill your lungs? This is a powerful way to cleanse your system and calm your mind. It is a drink of pure oxygen, the most essential nutrient of all. Think about how you eat your meals. Are you eating in front of a screen, barely tasting your food? Or can you sit and give your full attention to the meal? Can you chew your food slowly, allowing your digestive system to work properly? This is also a way to prevent the buildup of sludge in your system. Every meal can be a form of nourishment or a form of pollution, depending on the awareness you bring to it. This is how you clean your arteries all day long, not just with one drink in the morning, but with a continuous state of mindful living. This addresses the deep anxieties of our time, the feeling of being overwhelmed by technology. This practice is an anchor to the physical analog world, the fear of aging and bodily decay. This is a practice of cultivating vitality and grace at any age, not fighting a battle against time, the epidemic of loneliness. This is a practice of building a deep and loving relationship with yourself, the one person you are always with. The secret drink is a doorway. It is an invitation to step through into a new way of being, a way that is slower, more intentional, more connected, and ultimately more full of life. You start with the cup, but you end with transforming your entire existence into a ceremony of well-being. This is the path of self-mastery. It is available to everyone. It requires no special equipment, no expensive supplements. It only requires your willingness to show up for yourself, day after day. Lasting flow. The path of cultivation is a lifelong journey. There will be days when you do not feel like it, days when your mind is too busy, when you feel lazy, when you think, what is the point of this one simple drink? These are the most important days to do it. These moments of resistance are the obstacles that, when overcome, build your inner strength, your discipline. Discipline is not a punishment. It is not a rigid cage. True discipline is an act of self-love. It is the commitment to do what you know is good for you, even when you do not feel like it. It is the bridge between your intention and your reality. Every time you overcome that small moment of resistance, you strengthen your will. You prove to yourself that you are in charge of your own state, not your fleeting moods or lazy habits. The goal is not perfection. There will be days you forget. That is okay. The practice is not to never fail, but to always return, to gently and without judgment come back to the path, come back to the cup, come back to your breath, come back to your body. This is how you create lasting flow, not by a one-time cleanse, but by building a resilient habit of self-care that becomes as natural as breathing. Over time, you will not even have to think about it. It will become a part of who you are, and the results will begin to compound. The clarity in your mind will grow. The warmth in your body will become steady. Your energy levels will stabilize. You will find that you are less reactive to the stresses of the outside world because you have cultivated a strong, calm center within. Your inner river will begin to flow freely, not just for an hour after the drink, but all the time. It will wash away not just physical toxins, but mental and emotional ones as well. Old patterns of negative thinking, of anxiety, of self-criticism. They will begin to dissolve in this steady cleansing flow. This is the true meaning of cleaning the arteries. It is about creating a state of being where life, in all its forms, can move through you without obstruction. It is a state of openness, of grace, of power. The power was never in the recipe, it was always within you. The practice is simply the way to unlock it, to let it flow. This is the peace and the clarity that is your birthright. It is here, waiting for you, in the simple, profound act of returning to yourself. Which part of this practice feels most needed in your life right now? The physical cleansing or the mental stillness?